So I got fired. I wish I could tell you how good and amazing that felt. It did not. It absolutely sucked because it wasn't even the fact that they fired me, but it was the way they went about it, so disrespectful and so rudely. But that's not the point of the story. This is not the video of how I got fired, how badly I was treated at my job. This video is to encourage you and make you understand that the day you get fired, the day you quit your job, will be the best day ever of your life because it was the most life-changing experience of my life. You know that feeling in the morning when you wake up and start counting down the hours until your shift ends and the day haven't even started yet? Or sit in a car trying to convince yourself to walk through the door and clock in? Or telling yourself just one more month of saving and working and I will finally leave this job and start doing what I really wanted, or switch to something that's going to be much better for me. That is exactly where I was. I worked in sales, and if anybody worked ever in sales, you know that it never turns off. You constantly chasing numbers, chasing your monthly goals, chasing people, customers, whatever. You chasing everything and everybody else but your dream. And the hardest part wasn't even the job. It's the people around you that constantly tell you in your ear, keep this job. This passion of yours, this hobby of yours is not a real job. Social media is not a real job. How are you gonna pay your bills? Your mom, your father constantly judging you for choices you make, constantly telling you how your neighbor, how your cousin got this job, got to law school, got this opportunity, and you still sitting here at the same job making the same salary. You need to choose a real career, put more hours, stay longer, be the first person in the building. I promise you've been there, done that. I was that person, and here we are. I got fired. Every day I chose security over the one thing that I've always wanted. And here's something that's gonna really resonate with somebody. Sometimes the people who love you the most will accidentally teach you how to play it safe. And you can't really blame those people because yes, they do love you. Yes, they care for you. But those are the same people who never took a risk on their life as well. They live a certain lifestyle, a certain security. They follow a certain book or their parents, their grandparents, the teachers, whatever society tells them. And that's all right. That has nothing to do with you. Don't waste your time trying to convince your parents otherwise. Don't try to teach your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whoever is in your life what is the right way to live for you. Instead of wasting your breath and energy on that, start focusing on doing what you know you should be doing and just completely forget about those noises. Mute them on social media, mute them on messages, phone calls. Yes, it is okay sometimes to put boundaries on your family members as well, especially if somebody is being toxic or somebody doesn't support your goals. Now, I'm not saying that everybody will agree with your lifestyle, that everybody will agree with your career choice. They won't. I promise you that. You can be a lawyer and still there will be people telling you what to do and what career you should choose other than that. I'm just telling you to put this energy to convince yourself that it is possible. I wish I knew that sooner. I wasted so much time telling everybody around me that social media is a real job. I can make it happen. I just need to do this type of video. I need to record that. Instead of that, I could have made 4 or 5 videos in just one single day. So buckle up. It's about to get nasty. First things first, let's start with the basics. You need to find one single thing that you're so good at and find a way to monetize it. That is the real talent. It is not being the smartest in the room. It's not being the most confident, the most pretty, beautiful, handsome, whatever. It is finding something you're really good at and monetizing it. It is something you're good at to the point where you don't even notice it is a talent of yours to begin with. It is something you constantly complimented on. It is something that people admire about you. You probably have heard multiple times your friends, your family, or anybody who works with you telling you, oh my gosh, you're so good at editing. You're so good with social media. You're so good with dressing up. You're so good at handling bad customers. You're so good at reading people. You're so good at reading people. You're so good at giving relationship advice. You're so good at understanding what customer wants, where he's headed, and how we can get him to his goal. There are people out there who read books, watch a show, just recording their reactions, making crazy amount of money, having 10 million, 20 million views on one of their videos. Heck, I watch them myself. I love watching people's reactions. I also like seeing people's first time at everything. It can be anything. It can be first time in Florida, first time traveling, first time reading this book, first time watching this movie. Every single first time of yours with pure natural emotions and being so authentic can get you far. And this is just a very popular example. There's so many different talents and activities that you can monetize. People nowadays make money on every single thing that they've got, whether it's a talent, whether it's an activity, whether it's their product, it can be anything. I got fired in front of everybody in the office, and I still remember like it was yesterday how embarrassing, humiliated I was because of how disrespectfully my managers did that in front of so many people. But looking back, I feel like they did me such a huge favor because I would have never continued doing social media. I was already giving up on doing it while I was at work there because of the hours, because of everything that we've been doing. I knew I couldn't continue social media with that work schedule in those hours and constantly being stressed out. Because here's one thing that you need to understand: if you're not doing what you love with a passion, creativity, and at your best state, you will never get there. This one single thing that you already do for free is the thing you can monetize and make crazy amount of money on. And I know that because a lot of people who go into social media or go into any different field just for the sake of money do not succeed. It is not a secret. You will never succeed at any job if you go in there just for the money. Now, if you go in there with a passion of knowing that you're crafting your talent, that you're gonna bring something to the table, that you're gonna help people, that you're gonna use your talent at the scale where nobody else ever been at. My personal experience, I've been doing social media my whole life, and I will tell you me personally, I know I'll be doing social media for the rest of my life because I honestly wish I was that type of girl who's so mysterious. I'm just a woman of few words, but I can't shut up. I can't shut up. I love talking. I love recording. I love sharing my life. I'm not somebody who's so mysterious. Oh, you don't know anything about me. No, you do know everything about me for the most part. I share. I complain. I talk. I confess. I keep it real. That's just the reality. And I know I'm gonna be forever be doing this because no matter whether or not I'll be paid on that, I will continue doing that. But guess what? I also had a talent at the time after I got fired to find a way to monetize it. And that's why I'm preaching what I'm preaching, because I promise you, if you find something you're good at, something that you love so much, and surround yourself with people who know how to monetize and watch more videos, more content, and just learn as much as you can about that business, you can make so much money that you never ever made in any job that you ever had. The day I got fired, I remember just asking myself, why me? Nobody ever got fired at this job since I was working there. So why was I fired? Why was I going through it? But instead of asking why, I should have just said thank you and keep it moving, because I was not rejected, I was redirected. Looking back, I know I kind of manifested myself being fired, maybe not so rudely and disrespectfully like it was, but I did subconsciously kind of ask for it because I kept putting out in the universe, I hate this job. I want to quit. I feel miserable. I should have been doing my classes. I should have been doing social media. I should have been doing this and that. I could have went and done 10 different things while I'm sitting here in the office, 60 hours, weeks, doing the same thing over and over again, being miserable, and it's just nonsense. If you ever worked in sales or in the office, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to sugarcoat it. It's a war zone over there. It's a war zone. And if you work in sales or any office, 9 to 5, whatever, I applaud to you. You are that girl, that guy, because been there, done that. You can't keep ignoring that feeling and that inner voice deep inside of you, whispering, then shouting in you, and then eventually firing you from the job. I am a strong believer that whatever is meant for you will be so easy and so natural to you. You will never have to overwork yourself, try too hard to get it or to chase it. Here's what nobody tells you. The longer you stay at the job that you hate, the harder it becomes for you to leave. Not because you can't leave, you just become so comfortable with being unhappy. And your paycheck starts feeling like a permission to postpone on your dream. How many years are you willing to trade for a paycheck instead of finally betting on yourself? I need you to stop confusing survival with living. There's absolutely nothing with having a normal job. We all have bills to pay, but there's a difference between using a job as a stepping stone and making it your entire life. If every single ounce of your energy is going towards building someone else's dream, when are you supposed to build yours? So many of us feel like we fail because we're not good enough. I don't believe in that anymore. I feel like too many of us now are just so exhausting by the end of the day. I kept waiting for somebody to tell me that it's okay to chase social media. I wanted a permission. I wanted somebody to guarantee me that it's gonna work. And then I realized something. Nobody is going to hand you the life that you want. At some point, you need to become a person who believes in yourself more than anybody else does. You need to understand that people around you are not trying to hurt you. Because most of the people who tell you to play it safe actually do love you. They're just trying to protect you from disappointment. But they're making the decision based on their level of risk, not yours. Nowadays, everyone says following your dream is so risky. But when are we going to talk about the risk of spending 10 years of your life asking ourselves, what if? What if I've done that? What if I actually decided to quit my job? What if I decided to pursue social media? What if I decided to change my field? What if I decided to go back to school and do what I actually want to do, not what my parents told me to do? Here's what I noticed. The dream never actually leaves you, because if it's really meant for you, it will keep knocking until you answer. Ask yourself this one simple question. If money was not the problem, what would I do every single day for the rest of my life? This is one of the best ways to find out what you really desire, what you really love doing, because most of the time we pick a job, a passion, a hobby, overthinking whether or not it's gonna bring us money, not thinking about the pleasure, not thinking if that's gonna actually make us happy as human beings. So this is the exact same question I'm gonna ask you. What would you do for the rest of your life if you had all the money in this world? I stopped asking myself, what if I fail? And I started asking myself, what if this job is the thing that keeps making me fail? Your job pays your bills. Your purpose builds your life. Don't confuse those two. Maybe you're not stuck. Maybe you're just positioning the version of yourself that's been waiting for you this whole entire time. Go around and ask people around you, whether it's your friends, family, co-workers, whoever you trust, whoever really knows you deep at your core, and ask them what you're so good at. Not what you're smart at, but what you're so good at that it's such a talent of yours that everybody wants to learn that from you. But most of the time, we already know what that is. I've been knowing what I wanted to do my whole entire life since I was a kid, and this is also a very good exercise of your... But most of the time, we already know what that is. It's something that you love doing as a kid. It's something that you always dreamed about doing, whether it's being a video blogger, YouTuber, fashion icon, designer, chef, video gamer. People make money in so many different ways. It's kind of blowing my mind nowadays because people make money on playing video games. People make money on watching reality TV shows and just recording their reactions and how they process the show. People make money who don't even have psychology degree, giving relationship advice on YouTube, having millions of followers. People on the internet giving relationship advice with no degree, no experience, preaching about what works for them because they already know how to deal with people. Somehow they naturally know how to deal with conflicts, how to deal with different personalities, how to handle yourself in a relationship. And oftentimes, no, not necessarily you need a degree. Some things cannot be taught in school. Some things you already have deep inside of you. Some things you're already born with. It is your job and your purpose, and the reason why you're here, why you were born, is to come on this earth, figure out your talent, figure out that thing that you already came with, and put it out there. Help others. Bring it to people who are lacking it. Give it to people who are looking for it. Making other people and this world better. What I really love about social media is that it brings so many people together. I feel like, yes, a lot of us feel lonely, but social media allows you to connect with so many different people based on your interests, based on your hobbies, based on something you're so passionate about. Just recently, have you watched Knicks winning for the first time in their history in I don't know how many years? I'm not even a fan of basketball. I know nothing about basketball, but I've seen people from all walks of life, different cultures, all over different states, New York, LA, Miami, Houston, coming together on the streets, celebrating it, talking about their interests, just connecting and having the best time of their life. People on the internet watching the same video over and over, becoming friends in the comments, maybe even fighting in the comments, sharing different perspectives and different opinions. It brings people together. I've also seen people posting on social media asking, hey, I need a job. Hey, I need help. And so many people reach out to them, telling them what to do, giving them advices. Me personally, I just recently started reading the very famous book on TikTok, which is Fourth Wing. I'm a very good example of it because I've been shamed for reading for quite some time, and I've been getting a lot of people saying to me constantly in the real life that nobody cares about your books. I'm very passionate besides social media about books, and I love reading fantasy, Harry Potter, Twilight, dragons, romantasy, anything, you name it. But I've been dealing with a lot of people in real life, at work, even with my family, who constantly judge me for reading, judge me that, oh, but it's not actual literature, it's about dragons, it's about princesses, it's about romantasy, this is not real. And then when I start posting about it on TikTok, YouTube, social media, anywhere, you name it, I've seen so many amazing bloggers, so many amazing famous people talking about it. And that's what made me share content even more, because I didn't feel dumb anymore. I didn't feel like I was the only person reading. Yes, in the real life, I am the only person in my circle who reads books, but on the internet, I'm not the only one. I follow so many different bloggers. I've connected with so many different amazing people on the internet because we love the same book and we became friends, amazing friends. Please just stop being so scared. We live in such amazing era, and I know everybody says, oh, back in the 90s, back in the 80s, life used to be so much better without social media. They had it better than us, they had it cheaper, easier than us. But I cannot necessarily agree with it, because I feel like nowadays is the best time to live. We have access to every single possible thing out there. You can learn almost every single skill on the internet for free. You can get any degree and go to any school online, no matter where you live. You can sit at home, make money just playing video games, watching a show, and connect with so many amazing people on the internet, having friends from different parts of the world. Go and learn about the experience of the people that already got what you want so bad. You do not need to waste years on figuring something out. You only have to surround yourself or watch on the internet. Hello, this is for free. You can watch on the internet different bloggers, different successful people, interviews of people who already achieved what you want so bad, and learn from their pathway, learn from their experience, learn from their journey, understand their mistakes, understand their regrets. And one thing they all have in common is that regret that they did not start sooner. They did not get rejected sooner. They didn't fail sooner. They didn't leave that person sooner. Because I promise you, every single person who went through hard times, heartbreak, hard jobs, toxic situations, the only regret they had is not that they stayed longer, that they put more effort, that they would have worked harder. The only regret they all had is that they would have left and started doing what they wanted sooner. Because the more no's you get, the closer you get to your yes. I love when somebody says no. I absolutely love how many times I got rejected for so many different jobs when I tried to apply, because if I didn't get rejected, I wouldn't be doing social media. Fall in love with being rejected, and I mean fully become obsessed with being rejected in the relationship, at work, application, college, whatever, you name it. Yes, you will get rejected so many different times, but you just gotta keep going until you find this one door, this one place, this one person, whatever it is, and they accept you and they say yes. And I promise you, you will look back and be so grateful for every single no, for every single rejection, for every single heartbreak. You will get to the point where you're in a relationship, or when you're at your dream career, and you look back thinking every single heartbreak, every single rejection at your work was worth it, because it led you to the day that you live today. It does not make you selfish chasing after your dreams. You're actually doing a favor to this world. By helping yourself, you help others. You're making this world a better place. One of the reasons why we deal with so much hate on the internet, negative comments, and so many different problems in the world is because so many people are actually so miserable and so unhappy. The only joy they have is by bringing other people down. I am one of those people who never left one single negative comment in my life. I don't care whether I like you, whether I don't like you, whether I agree or disagree with you on the internet. I will never go out of my way to ruin somebody's mood or point out on their body, their looks, the way they speak, or something I don't like. And the reasons for it, because I put so much effort and so much attention to my life. I want to be successful. I want to work my dream job. I want to be in a happy relationship. And I'm so stuck in my little bubble that I don't have any energy or time to go on the internet and be negative. Unfortunately, miserable people find joy in putting others down. That's the only joy they have in life, which is why if you are pursuing social media, or if you're doing something so passionately and you keep having haters or somebody constantly putting you down, just understand this simple truth. Those people are unhappy. with themselves, not with you. Every single comment that they're saying is a projection of their own miserable life. They want to chase the dream, so that's why they're coming after your courage to do so. They want to change their looks, and that's why they're coming after your body, your looks, the way you speak, your eyes, your eyebrows, whatever. Make them mad. You hate my books? Guess what? I'm gonna keep reading them. I'm gonna keep wasting all my money on them, posting my reactions, and I will never shut up about it. You hate my social media? I will keep posting to the point where you get sick and tired of seeing my face, hearing my voice on every single social media platform out there. You hate my looks, my accent? Well, guess what? I'm bilingual, so I'll make you look stupid for going after me. You need to become a person who can be messed with. Nobody appreciates victims. Nobody likes a person who can defend themselves. You need to stand on business like a soldier on what you like, how you're gonna live a life. If there is one thing I want you to take away from this video is please stop ignoring the little voice inside of you. Sometimes it whispers to you for years until it forces you to listen. Getting fired wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of the life I was too scared to give to myself. Maybe this one thing that you've been so scared to lose is the only thing that is holding you back. If you're watching this and you feel stuck at the job that you hate, I'm not telling you to quit your job tomorrow. Start today, learn a new skill, post a new video, launch a business, devote 1 hour every single day towards your dream, and it will completely change the direction of your life like it did to mine. I really hope it helps somebody, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below and we can talk more. But this will be it for the video, and I'll see you in my next vlog.